Hello everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Brisbane, Australia. Hope you are having a fabulous Wednesday. Well, it's been a bit of a crazy day here. I've been working since 7 a.m, it's now 2 p.m, and done some of my to-do list, but not all of it. But happy to be here and really excited to share the new mini catalogue. Now, what you can see is anyone. Oh, hi Glenda! Oops, hang on. I can turn my volume off on my iPad. Didn't mean to do that. Whew. All right, who has got their mini catalogue and their cuppa? And I didn't have time to bring a cuppa up here. But anyway, let's see. How are you, Glenda? Hope you're as well as you were yesterday. Or even better. I am so excited to share this catalogue with people. I don't know about anyone else, but I just think it's lovely. There is things in here we haven't seen for a while. There's things that we've seen before. But if you're ready, oh, that's great. Let's get started. So this catalogue, even though it says September to December, actually runs until, I think it's 3rd of January. Somewhere around there. So let's get started. We're going to go through page by page and we are going to talk about, let me see if I can move this up a little bit. We are going to talk about all the fabulous things in this catalogue and have a good time. All right. Now, it's going to take us a little while to get through every page, but let's get started. So, if you haven't yet got your catalogue, a hard copy, there is the mini catalogue available online. Now, the reason I do this is that every time you go through a catalogue, you find something that you've missed, right? Oh, hi, Phil / Deb. Hope you're doing well. All right. So my job, and hi, Jodie, is to help you find those things that you missed and navigate your way through the catalogue. And there will be things that you see and you go, oh, I didn't see that the first time through. I didn't see it the second time through. So I recommend you grab a pen and paper and you have a little wish list, or you get some post-it notes and mark off things in the catalogue as we go. All right? All right. Let's get started. I hope you're well, Jodie. Okay, let's get started. So let's start at the table of contents page. So we talk about the product suites. Now, if you're new to Stampin' Up, the product suites they contain paper, usually a cutting tool, a stamp set, some ribbon or embellishments or an embossing folder. So they're a suite of products that all work together. Some suites contain more than a one stamp set, and they're priced accordingly, so you'll get a bundled price and you'll get, so we'll talk about those as we go through. The thing that I use in my catalogue the most is at the back on page 66 and 73 and 74, and so it's where they have all of the bundles. Okay, so not the suites, just the bundles. So that starts really page 67. And then the other part is right at the end on page 74, which has all of the individual stamp sets, dies, embossing folders, bling, everything. I use those parts in my catalogue all the time. Oh, it's a bit warm here. Hang on one sec. I better turn on the fan or else you might have to pick me up off the floor. Oh, very warm. That might be, that warm flush might just be, I'm so excited to be here. Hello, Miss Carol. Lovely to see you. All right, let's get started. There's also some information about if you want to host a party or join. Now, I have some spots available in November and October for people who want to host a party. So if you're interested in that, getting a few group of friends together, particularly if they haven't crafted before, and finding out a bit more about Stampin' Up and how it can make your crafting easier, feel free to drop me a message, okay? So then we've got some icons. So there's some quick and easy projects, some distinctive stamps. So distinctive stamps are stamps that have got lots and lots of detail. Then there's some reversible stamps. So you'll see, and then this is a really special little icon. This is the $1 Million Achievers. So demonstrators who have $1 million, equivalent to $1 million US in sales throughout their career, they get to create their own stamp set. Okay, then there's some information about using a Mini cut and emboss machine, and then the discount bundle savings. Okay, so we've covered our very first table of contents. I went through this because there will be people who watch this, whether it be live or on replay, who have never seen a Stampin' Up catalogue before. So some of you have seen hundreds of them. Some of you it's your first time. So I want to be nice about it. Okay, so let's move on. So I hope you've got your catalogue and your... So the next page, like there's a question and answer with the CEO. We don't want to worry about that. But a lot of people have missed this walk in the forest paper. So this walk in the forest paper, for every pack that's sold, Stampin' Up donates $4.25 Australian dollars, $4.25 Australian to organisations that spread cheer and support those in need. So if you're thinking about buying a paper and you want it to make a bit more of a difference, think about this one. Okay. All right. Now, Stampin' Up does have a page where it talks about there's more stuff online. Today, and I haven't printed it out, Stampin' Up released 5 new papers that aren't in any catalogue anyway. It doesn't mean you can't order them from me or your demonstrator. It just means that that's the only place you're going to see them is online, or unless you come to a class. And they also have a number of kits that are available online. There was a new kit released today and it is awesome. So awesome. All right. So we've gone through the blurby part of the catalogue. Let's get started on what you really want to see. And that is the products. So they really start on pages 8 and 9. Now, I'll tell you things I like about the suites and the products, and this is my personal opinion. Your opinion might be different, and that is okay. Oh, you're only seeing part of the video. Oh, no. Sorry to hear that, Carol. Or maybe you'll be able to watch it on replay and see all of it. So remember I talked at the beginning about sweets. So this is our very first sweet, the Merry, Bold and Bright. Now, everybody has different tastes with stamping. What I do like about this sweet is these words in the stamp set. So if you look here, there's sort of a reverse words. So you basically, when you stamp, you're stamping the colour. You're not actually stamping the words, that colour block. Okay? So, oh, sorry, Jodie, I missed your comment. I'm glad you're feeling better. All right. So that's the one thing I do like about this stamp set. Now, I will admit this isn't one that I will buy for myself, but if I have a customer who wants to buy it and wants me to run a class on it, I'm happy to do that in October or November. Okay. So this suite contains everything on this page. So it contains a bundle of stamps and matching dies, which remember I talked about this little mini icon. So these dies all go with the mini machine. Then it has this ribbon. Now this ribbon is so pretty. I don't know why I didn't bring it upstairs. It is able to be coloured with your ink refills, stamping blends. So even though it's white, you can colour it. So you can match any part of your project. All right. So I have the ribbon. These little adhesive back discs, they are perfect bling. Perfect bling. Love them. They look like Christmas baubles. Then here we've got some foil sheets. The photo doesn't do it justice. And all those three things coordinate perfectly with the paper. So this paper, even though on one side of maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 sheets, there's a pack of 12, so 5 out of the 6 sheets are Christmassy, but on the other side of the paper, it's got some great little designs. So you don't have to use it for Christmas, right? So if you're doing gift packaging for someone's birthday, this stripy one with the stars, perfect. So just keep that in mind. All right, let me turn over the page. All right, this is a beautiful stamp set. Now, those who have known me for a long time know that I love vintage Christmas. And I think, maybe this is my personal opinion, I think that for the past few years, Stampin' Up has not had some fabulous vintage Christmas stamps. So I am so excited to see this bundle. So you can either buy it as a stamp set or you can buy it as a bundle. Now it's got some really interesting things in it. So it's got the dies to make this cute little stitched chimney. So that's lovely. It's also got these fabulous little Christmas stockings. Look at how great they are. So it's got some lovely little bits in it. And I think that will be one that we will be doing a class with. Now, remember I said Stampin' Up introduced some online exclusive papers today. They've got a paper that matches this, so that is so nice. All right, we weren't able to pre-order it, so now let's turn the page. I'm trying to be quick, but I want to explain so much. All right, next page, we're talking about the merriest Christmas trees. So what I love about these trees is, let me grab my post-it note. So this is a two-step stamping thing. You do not need the dies, right? If you want to have the dies, that's great. But it's really easy to fussy cut or hand cut with scissors if you don't know what fussy cut means. But you could, if you cover up, you can make trees in different sizes. So you could make a little tree like that, or you can make a middle-sized tree, like that one, or you can make a big Papa Bear tree, like a really big one. And they've got the different dies to help you do that. So it's got some great dies. You don't need them, but if you've got them, you can just ink. So it's only two big stamps, and this stamp here is adding all that detail onto the tree. So there's some lovely little things in here like stars, and they've got matching things to go with it. Now, remember, my job is to tell you about things that you might have missed. So on page 13, in the background here is this Tiny Trees die. So what they've done is they've got this foil, which I showed you earlier on page 9. So this foil here, right? They've cut it out using these dies, and so actually no, they haven't. They've cut the green and they've layered the foil underneath it. And then they've got all these little Christmas tree things that you could use for something else. All right, so I was telling you the wrong thing there. So make sure you ask questions. Someone asked me about these bags. These are in the annual catalogue. Towards the back of the annual catalogue, under the paper and packaging. So you can use, and same with the ribbon, you can use all of those things. So just because something's not Christmas doesn't mean, like not Christmas themed, doesn't mean that you can't make it Christmassy. Now, this little set here, I love this. So as well, I'm becoming more and more a cutesy stamper. So I really love this. I particularly love the giraffe because my daughter, Paris, loves giraffes. And that little guy is going to be on her Christmas card this year. And I know she won't be watching, so I can say that. All right. So if you see something on a page that you want me to comment, give more info on. So, and this paper here, this was from that paper in the front. They've also used the deckled frames, which are from the annual catalogue as well. All right, so great. So you can colour this in with blends. It looks like they've used stamping blends, but you could use pastels. You could use your Wink Stella with bits of ink. You could use watercolour pencils. So there's so many ways to colour this. I can see some heat embossing happening with this one. All right, next page. Are we all with me so far? Okay, this is a very, very elegant suite. So this is the Holy Night suite. I can't see any comments, so sorry. And so the paper in this is amazing. So if you wanted like a religious theme, so everything on this page is included in this suite. The standout things for me from this page are the adhesive back star trinkets, which I bought. And the Knight of Navy with gold glitter ribbon. Oh, it is beautiful. Hi, Brenda. Lovely that you could join us. I'm glad you just got home, so grab your cuppa and... Oh, great. I'm glad you're seeing it, Carol. Thank you. Now, this paper is... There's only 6 sheets and it's single-sided because you don't need another side when you've got paper that is foiled this beautifully. It is so, so lovely. So those 3 things are my standout from that suite. I just think it's stunning. So, so stunning. All right. Now, what Stampin' Up also does is they separate out the different things. So the Night Divine bundle is really got really beautiful words. I think they're particularly religious. So if that's your thing, I love the font and I think it's really lovely. It's probably not something that I will use a lot because the recipients of my cards aren't necessarily religious, but I think that it's a beautiful set, and if one of my customers who comes to classes wants a class on that, happy to help with that. We'll work something out. Okay. Then, and I'm not really sure, this has got me a little bit stumped. I don't really know where these circles come from. I haven't worked that bit out. So I'll keep you posted on that. So this is the other part of the bundle. So this bundle had this suite had 2 stamp sets. And so this page is all about stars and it includes an embossing folder. So that increases the price of the bundle a little, but it is just lovely. And so if stars are your Christmas go-to, I would be having, and I love this. I think that's a really great sentiment. All right. So I'm telling you all the things that I love. So if there are things that you see and you go, I really love that, you need to tell me. Okay, so again, we're going back to some vintage stuff. So this is another great bundle, which I actually bought. And our October class will be around this bundle. Now, you might think, I don't need a rocking horse. So let's just get a little post-it note and pop that over our rocking horse, right? So I do this all the time with my stamps because I think that sometimes there are images in a stamp set that aren't your thing. All right. So now when you look at this set, you can see it's got some really fabulous sentiments, some good all-round, like you've got your boxes, you've got some little holly and some stuff to make some backgrounds. And who doesn't love the little drummer boy and the little Christmas marching band? So you've got so out of all those stamps in that set, so there were 14 stamps. If the rocking horse isn't your thing, you still have another 13 to have a look at, okay? Oh, wow, Glenda. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, Holy Night is your favourite suite. I can understand why. All right. So we've got our... so if you don't like the rocking horse, you've still got some great sentiments and you've got bows and you've got lots of other stamps you can use where you don't need to use the rocking horse. And if you buy it as a bundle, which you save 10%, there's teddy bears and there's a reef and there's whatever these things are, baubles, yes, stitch baubles, I think. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, there's some great other stamps in there. Now, if you watched my Facebook Live last night and we used that stamp set from the Let's Go Fishing Suite, this is the die, that the tackle box die, and they've used that. I would have personally trimmed off those bits down the side, but they've used it to oh, it's yours too, Brenda. That's great. So remember, you don't have to use the dies or the stamps the way in which they were intended. You have creative license. You can do whatever you want with them. All right. Now, this stamp set is called Shop the Town. Now, it coordinates with an annual catalogue stamp set. I don't have my annual catalogue up here. Oh, I do. Now, let me show you the annual catalogue stamp set. It is called, and you might already know this, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating it to people who don't already know. So this stamp set that it coordinates with is called the Les Shops stamp set. So, and the Let's Go Shopping bundle. So these coordinate with this Shop the Town. So people have asked me what this is. This, if you cut two of these and put it between these two things here, that is a gate. All right. The other thing on this page you might have missed is the metallic enamel basic effects. So if you see on the Christmas tree, there are some, they look like little gems in the copper. That's what it is, right? So I'm trying to speed up a little bit. Sorry about that. We're halfway through it, half an hour through, and I haven't done hardly even half the catalogue. Let's keep going. All right. The next bundle is the Forever Forest bundle. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think, like, either you like trees or you don't like trees. But this is a really good background stamp, so don't discount that. It's really quite clever. You could use that on all sorts of things. It has no sentiments, so you're going to have to team it with something else. If you want just a sentiment set, I'm just going to cover this up. This Joy to You set, if you want big, bold sentiments, this Joy to You set might be your go-to. Now, it's a cling step, so you get nice, crisp image, stamping from it because it's a rubber-based set. And you might see up here, they've got some glimmer paper. This is from the annual catalogue, okay? Now Stampin' Up has teamed it with some, for the purposes of this, with the handcrafted elements dies. I don't know if that's the best teaming, but that's just me. If you want it, that's, I think, a personal choice. So this one here, I'll move it down a bit. This one here is this background. This die here, they've used here and here. I don't know. Probably really don't know why they put them together. But anyway, we'll just move along. Some people will like that, and they'll go, oh, that die set is awesome. So it's my responsibility to show that to you. All right. Now this next suite is the Merry Christmas suite, and it's got a polar bear and a punch. So it's very, very northern hemisphere. Hi, Belinda. Don't apologise. I'm glad you're here now. If you grab your catalogue and turn to page 23, you can follow along from here. Now, this is a very, very North American Christmas thing. But there are some things in this that I think that you need to know about. So first up is the glitterback sequins. They are so pretty. And you know that I'm always going to talk about sequins and ribbon. It's got like a snowy embossing folder. I haven't bought that. But I have bought the sequins. The ribbon is, it's like a velvet, but it sparkles. It's so, so pretty. So my three big things from this are your sequins, the ribbon, and these Memories and More cards and envelopes. Now, they have got you, there's 20 card bases, 20 envelopes, and you can match them with anything. So you could, they have a card, Memories and More card pack. You could team them together, but if you don't have a lot of time, think about these card bases and envelopes, all right? They're a little bit bigger than the standard size Australian Christmas cards, but they're still okay. Now, one thing I haven't pointed out before, which I need to do, and I'm really sorry I forgot. At the bottom, when Stampin' Up shows the paper, it shows that the coordinating colours of the paper. So this paper has real red, old olive, some balmy blue, some misty moonlight, the dark blue, which is the night of navy, and some very vanilla. It doesn't list that it has white, but there is some white in it. And I actually bought this paper by accident. So, yeah, I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, so I have it now, so I'm going to give it a go. All right, so if you want a bit more detail about the stamp set and about those Memories and More cards, you can turn to the stamp set and bundle. You can turn to page 24. You can buy the stamp set separately, but really and the stamp set, the bundle does cut out some of the images in the paper. So Memories and More is really good for scrapbooking, but it's also really good for making cards, all right? Now, let's move along a little bit. Next page is our gift of giving. So these, so you can see it's got that little quick and easy icon. So these, remember we talked about those paper bags previously. I'll just find where they are in the catalogue for you. So if you've got a pen and paper, you might want to make note of this. They are on page, oops, lost it. They are on page 126 of the annual catalogue. So we talked about those bags before. That ribbon is also, I'll double check where that's from. But these bags, and you get 25, and they're food safe, and they're each in their coordinate in colours. So you can just leave them as that one is, or you can stamp on them, or you can use your Stampin' Up markers and draw on them as well, like add some extra lines, or yeah, so they're on page 126, all right? So they come in Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Movie Mauve, depending on where you're from, and Pebbled Puff. All right. So that brings me to this stamp set, and I really love this. Oh, well, I love 3/4 of it. So I'm not sure how I would use that to you, but someone will tell me how to use that. But you could cut that out and you could use it on a banner. That's maybe what I'm thinking with that. But what I like about this is you don't have to do a whole lot with it to make it look good. Right? Again, it's a matter of personal taste and yes. And like if you want to find out about embellishments, you can look in the back of this catalogue, or there are some in the annual catalogue. All right. So let's turn to page 26. Do we have any Harry Potter fans? If you're a Harry Potter fan, I think that you're going to like this. So this page is all about owls. It's not Christmassy, it's just really nice. So I know that my South Australian friends, some of them were going to a class around these winter owls. There's not a lot I can tell you about that, but if you've got kids who are Harry Potter fans, this set might be one that you need. Next page, the Fragrant Forest. So this is a single background stamp. And if you see here, what they've done is they've got their stamping right markers and they've coloured those trees one colour, those ones another, and those ones another. So these are one colour, these are one colour, and these. And it looks really effective. So if you are doing a batch of cards, oh, I'm glad you love the owls, Belinda. If you're batch stamping, so say for example you have 30 cards you want to make in a hurry, you can use a background stamp like this and you can get it done quickly. So you just need a background stamp, a sentiment stamp, and a bit of ribbon. So I think it's a really good effect. You can make lots of them quickly, and you can also cut them. So don't think because it's a background stamp that you can't just use this part. You could mask these bits up and just have the background up there and maybe put your owls down the front. So it's not a huge thing. And then this one here is another background stamp. They have coloured it with their stamping right markers to make it all different colours. Again, it's a single stamp and it's only shown at 70%, and this one here is shown at 55%. So yeah, and this one is a distinctive stamp, and we talked about that at the beginning. So there's lots of detail in that. Yeah, I do love the tree effect too, Carol. All right, next page. Now this is the Joy of Christmas Suite, and you might go, oh, we've seen all these before, and maybe we have, but it's still nice to have some holly and I like it. So again, it's got lots of things. The thing I love about this are these little gems, the little loose sequins, great for shaker cards. And there's very vanilla and black large check ribbon. Oh, it is beautiful. See, I've highlighted a couple of things that I want to buy in my catalogue. So I want to buy these two papers because I do really like them. So if you don't have a good holly stamp set and some good sentiments, this might be a suite that you might want to consider. Okay. All right. let's start. We've already talked about those. And you can buy it separately as well. All right. Wouldn't be Christmas without little gingerbread men. Surprisingly, I haven't marked this one off as one I have to get. But it's really super cute. And look at the little gingerbread man. He's got a funny mouth, but he's okay. You could always mask his mouth a little bit to make him less big, but if you're into gingerbread men, this might be, and Christmas stockings, this might be one for you. And I like the to and from, so that's great for tags. So I would, if I was using this, I would be using the tags. And he's actually got a little tag, when you die cut it, it's actually got a little die thing. So it's actually got dies that make them all into tags if you want to. And if you're looking here, if you look closely, you'll see that it's got an embossed background, which is a Christmas tidings background. And this is on my list to get. Always need a good Christmas background. All right. I'm not going to say anything about this one because those who know me know that I don't really like elves. I find elves a bit creepy. But what I will say is this 'tis season. That's a quick, easy project. So 3 pieces of paper, 1 stamp, and a teeny bit of colouring, and you're done. Watercolour pencils, done in like under 5 minutes. So one of the things that people struggle with is they think that they have to spend hours and hours making a card. You really don't, okay? If spending hours and hours making a card brings you joy, then by all means do it. But if you're busy and you need to do things quickly, there are lots of opportunities in this catalogue to just create quickly, all right? This is the Radiate Light stamp set. Now, there's a particular person that might like this. I think that there aren't any really good Jewish or Judaism stamps in this set. So you could use these candles to make for a Hanukkah, and I hope I pronounce that right, card. Like they've used the bows to create a background. They've used it really quite quickly. And the big thing on this page are these brushed gold cards and envelopes. They are stunning, right? So with just a little bit, like you could just put a circle on the front. You don't even need to do what they've done here. Just something really simple and you've got a card really quickly. So again, that's a look for those time-saving things like that. Those cards and envelopes that are just wow and that make it really lovely. Now, you'll notice there's some twine up here. Some of that is from the annual catalogue. So, all right. Page 35 is the Well Wishes All Round bundle. If you're into reefs, this might be something that you'll consider. It does have some nice fonts. One of the things I like about this catalogue this time is there's lots of nice fonts. All right. Next suite is the Winter Meadows suite. Now, again, it's very Northern Hemisphere Christmas because, you know, that's a lot of Stampin' Up customers and demonstrators are in the Northern Hemisphere, whether that be Europe, Canada, North America, USA, so the UK, any of those. So of course they're going to have more of those Northern Hemisphere Christmas snows things, okay? It doesn't mean that we're not, Southern Hemisphere isn't important, and warm weather Christmases aren't important, it's just there's less of a market for that for Stampin' Up. Okay, again, I'm going to point out the faceted gems, the ribbon, the sheer ribbon. Now this has got a pretty silver edge, but again, you can colour it. So if you've got a little dish and you've got your ink refills, put some ink refills in, pour some of the ink refills in the dish, pop a piece of ribbon in, let it soak for about 10-15 minutes, then dry it on put it on a paper towel and let it dry, and you've got ribbon in whatever colour you like. If you don't have ink refills but you've got Stampin' Blends, colour it with Stampin' Blends or ink markers. Okay, Jodie, you'll be back soon. All right. This paper, again, is only single-sided. There's 3 designs, but it's very, very pretty. It's like a foiled paper. It's very, very nice. So they are my 3 top tips for that suite. Of course, you can buy the whole suite, and you get everything on that page. So we're gonna skip. So, got my watch is telling me I have to stand up, but we'll just ignore that. Again, so it's not part of the suite, but I don't think it's not part of the suite, but it coordinates really well, are these sparkling snowflakes. Now they have a punch, snowflakey punch. You can buy the punch separately, all right? Don't think that you have to buy it together as part of a bundle, all right? I think that my iPad is going to die. Hang on, I'll just pop it in. I've been on my iPad and my phone all morning this morning. Okay, let's turn the page. Now, page 40. We haven't got too far to go, people. Now, this is definitely a North American cold climate stamp set. However, if you live in North Queensland, like in Cairns, they have a sky rail. Or if you live in the Blue Mountains, there's a sky rail. So if you just cut out that weird looking tree, and I'm going to say it's a weird looking tree because to me it's weird. Let me just hold that a little bit. So let's get rid of the tree, right? Get rid of that tree. Because I don't, and I'm covering up the stuff that I don't get. So you might think, oh, these trees are fabulous. And I'm sorry if I've offended you, but I don't find them fabulous. So what I need to do is cover up the stuff that I think is wintry. Now, you'll notice I've covered up the winter in the Warm Wishes stamp. So you can just write warm wishes. You don't have to say warm winter wishes. You could just write warm wishes. All right, so now you've got a warm wishes, you've got a happy holiday. You agree it's a weird tree. Thank goodness it's not just me. So if someone's going, if you know someone's going to North Queensland on the Sky Rail, you could do them a card with a Sky Rail. and I don't know quite what that is, but I'm thinking it's snow, but hey, I don't know. But you've got some great dies. So you've got the mountain die, and you can cut all the sky round pieces out, and you can just have warm wishes. Some people don't like saying happy holidays, and that's okay. I always think, well, there's something like between the beginning of November and the end of January, there's something like 30 different religious holidays. So saying happy holidays for me isn't a big deal. For me, it's about being inclusive. So I don't have an issue with it, but I know lots of people prefer to say Merry Christmas, and that's okay too. So, but I do know that there's so many people who don't celebrate Christmas but do celebrate some other holidays, like whether it be a Buddhist holiday or a Islamic holiday or Hindi or Jewish or whatever. There's a whole heap that happen of holidays, as in religious observances, that happen between November and January. Might be Chinese New Year, you know. So that's why it's always okay to have a happy holiday stamp set in your collection. So let's turn the page. Now, these little treat boxes. There's 8 boxes in a pack, right? And so if you bought, let me just do my maths. If you bought 3 packs, you would have enough to make a great advent calendar. And you can decorate them however you like. They've decorated them with these pine cones. Pine cones aren't my thing, so or you could, and this is what I think I will do, is I will probably get 4 packs of these, 3 or 4 packs of these boxes, and decorate each box individually and have them as table gifts for my family for Christmas. You can fill them with lollies. They are bigger than the advent calendar we had a few years ago, so they're not going to fit in that. They're food safe, so you could put some nice little cookies in it, like little cookies. They're not very big, so they're 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So let's have a look at that. So 2.5 inches is from there to here. So that's sort of, let me draw. Where's my pen? Okay. So 2.5 inches. Let's just colour that in. So 2.5 inches from there on my grid paper to here. So that's a nice size. So you can get a little cookie in there. Oh, you could get some handmade fudge in there, couldn't you? So that's something to keep in mind. Or, as I said, you could put them make them as an advent calendar. And what I saw on one of the cheapy sites is they had these really cute little rubber duckies that were 2 inches. So they would fit perfectly in there. And the rubber duckies had Christmas hats. So you could put them in the little boxes and everyone could have a rubber duckies advent calendar. Oh. So everyone needs 24 little rubber duckies with Christmas hats. Anyway, let's move on. All right. So remember we talked about the majority of Stampin' Up market is Northern Hemisphere. So it's autumn, or about to be autumn in Northern Hemisphere. But these papers are just beautiful. And so this suite is called All About Autumn. Now, I don't yet have the ribbon that goes with this, but the ribbon is beautiful. I do have the embossing folder. So it's like a a distressed child. It's beautiful. And look at this, it's got gorgeous speckly dots and oxidized designer series paper. And that is so pretty. So pretty. So I can see lots of masculine cards being made with those three things. So it's just ignoring the stamp set. So the stamp set has got some sentiments in it. And if you really want leaves, that's great. But the paper is stunning. So worth a look at. I'm going to go... for the next one, I'm going to go... Oh, so if you wanted a closer look at that stamp set, that's it. That's... and it's a distinctive stamp set, so it has a lot of detail in the stamps. So, but the paper, the ribbon, and the embellishments, and that copper oxidized paper is fabulous. Okay, the next one, yeah, either you like it or you don't. What I want to point out here is that there's some decorative masks in the background, and we'll show those a bit more, and I'm going to feature those in our Facebook Live next week. Okay, who have we still got watching? We've still got Belinda, Brenda, Glenda and Carol, is that right? Okay. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I know it's a long journey through the catalogue, but I want to show you everything. And I know that we won't get an opportunity to do it in person because life is busy. And I have to tell you my exciting news. My father-in-law is coming from New Zealand to visit us on Friday. So we are so excited that he will be here. I'm glad you're still here, Brenda. So we haven't seen Bill for a year, so we're really excited that he's coming. Now, this stamp set here, I think it's a really underestimated stamp set, right? Well, it's more the die set that I think is underestimated. So I don't think that it's shown off as well as it could be, but it's got these really great crate dies or timber box dies. You can't, I don't know if you can see these. If we hold it up a bit closer, you see it's got like a timber box in the dies. All right, so it's rustic crate. So you could fill this with anything that you like. So remember we talked about the rocking horse bundle? What I would do, so this is sort of an all year round stamp set. It's not a Christmas set, it's an all year round set. So what they've done is they've created this great background here with this. They pulled in some annual catalogue ribbon from page 143 of the annual catalogue. They've got these little crates so you can make it. So this is like a herb garden. So if you've got a friend who's a gardener, like our Coffee Cake and Cards ladies, they will know our friend Jen from Coffee Cake and Cards. She is definitely a gardener and she would love to get a card with that on. And then you've got your sort of autumny, Halloweeny thing. For us, it's spring Halloweeny thing. Everybody loves sunflowers, and then you've got those poinsettias as well. So it's a nice all-around, year-round set. I don't know that I would get heaps of use out of it, but lots of people would. So that's why just think about when you're looking at it, have a look at how many extra things are in that the dies, all right? And it can be used on the mini machine or the big machine. Now, remember I talked about some decorative masks before? This is what I was talking about, all right? So you can layer these masks and make these fabulous, fabulous sunflowers. And then you run it through the embossing folder and it is so pretty. Now, if you don't have a good word stamp set in your collection, this might be one that the So Sincere one might be one that you can consider. And look, we haven't had a happy birthday like this for a long time. Now, this is a $1 Million Achiever set. Sandy Hancock designed this set. It's got some nice fonts. It's covers everything. It's like feeling better soon. Love spending time with you. You're in my heart and prayers. Your kindness is appreciated. Happy birthday. Proud of you. So it's really good all-round sentiment set. And they're a nice size too. They're not too small. They go on you could punch them with a circle punch. You'd be right. Okay. All right. Next. Now, I love that. The embossing does finish it off, Carol. I think the embossing just makes it. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday night, something similar. Now, the next page, either you like Halloween or you don't. And I do. We don't celebrate Halloween as such, but I do decorate because I think it's fun. And I decorate mainly for my niece and nephew, or my niece-in-law and my nephew, and yeah, so I just think this suite is fun. Right, now if you watched my Facebook Live last night, you would have seen the lovely card that I got from the Crafty Medic, Stephanie. I'm sorry, Stephanie, I can't pronounce your last name. Now, she has used the Bag of Bones stamp set. So you can see that that's not shown to size. And she's used the paper. And she's used these fabulous, fabulous, fabulous glow in the dark embellishments. They are so fun. And they're just so, so fun. So Brenda, that might be something that you want for your Halloween party that you have. I know you celebrate Halloween. I know it's a little bit different to the American Halloween, but and then next page, more Halloween goodies. Now, you see here, there's a trickle. They do glow in the dark. Yes, they do, Glenda. Definitely glow in the dark. I can't even show you. Like, I can't. They do. They are fabulous. Because I was running last night when I realised she used this after our Facebook Live. I turned all the lights off in the lounge room and I'm running around the house saying to Steve, look, they glow in the dark. And he's like, oh, my wife has just gone a little bit nuts. So our house gets a little bit crazy when I haven't had enough sleep. So, and I'm still trying to catch up on sleep from 2 weeks ago. So yes, they do, Glenda. And Steve can attest to that they glow in the dark because I've proven it to him. Now, let's talk about this Tricks and Treat bundle. If you cover up the stamp set, right, it has got a really great little gift bag. Now, I am not exactly sure the size of the gift bag, but I'm guessing from these, so these are shown to actual size, that it would be, there's my ruler. Oh, we do have a little ruler here. Let me find it. I am guessing, just from this, they would be at least, well, see this thing here, he's about 2 inches wide by just 1 3/4 inches tall, and this one here is 2 inches by about 1¼ inches. So if you use those as a guide, I'm thinking that it's probably about 4 inches or 3 inches, maybe 3 inches, by about 4 inches. I think that would be. But you can customize the height of it, and you can customize how wide you make it. All right. And it's got some great little edging. So if you didn't want that part, think about the dies. All right. Think about the dies on their own. Okay. Oh, here it says 3 by 4. Helps when you read the page, doesn't it? I'm going to say, and Stampin' Up might not be happy with me, but I'm really disappointed with the pumpkin offerings this year in this. So this is a really great opportunity to have some really great pumpkins, and I'm a bit sad about the pumpkins that we were offered. So I'm going to just leave it at that. But if you like pumpkins and you think it's great, it's got some nice little sayings in it. There's a pumpkin and there's a stamp and die set bundle. Okay. All right. Let's turn the page. Right. The next suite is a garden walk suite. It has, either you're going to like it or you're not. I do love these pearls. These pearls are just so pretty. I don't think I've got them yet. I'll have to have a look at that. The sentiments fit on the punch. It's got some interesting papers in some colours that you haven't seen. So it's got like a Christmas paper, but it's got all different garden papers. So I am just going to leave that like that. The ribbon is pretty. And you can see more about that on the next page. And here, they've used those nested treat boxes, right? So remember we looked at those before. All right. Okay, we've been going for an hour and a bit. We're doing okay. We're nearly done. Well, we've got probably, we're more than halfway through. All right. If you want a great, a big sentiment stamp, this is that More Wishes set. Now, you might think it's familiar, and let me show you why. There is a similar set in the annual catalogue called, let me just double check before I tell you the name. It is called the Biggest Wish set. So what I would do is, if I was buying this set, I would just go to Pinterest, and also, as well as doing a search on More Wishes, I'd actually do a search on the Biggest Wish set, because there'll be ideas that they've used in there that you can translate to using this. All right, that's just my little tip. Stampin' Up have used the Dazzle specialty paper from the annual catalogue to create this here. They've also used, in the annual catalogue, there's some scalloped card boxes. They've used those as well with, so this is quite a good versatile stamp set if you're into build your own sentiments. Okay, the DSP is pretty, Glenda. All right. Moving on. The translucent flower bundle. So I talked earlier about how they have, Stampin' Up have released some online extras today, which you can buy from me. You don't have to buy them online. You can buy direct from me, or you can buy them online or from your demonstrator. or if you're a demonstrator, you can put an order in yourself. They have brought out a matching paper for this, and the paper is beautiful. We did a, I'll just grab my cards. We did an event called Creativity Now some months ago, like literally months ago. And we used this stamp set. So I've had these samples sitting up here. So this is how we used it in the Creativity Now. I didn't follow the instructions because, you know, why would you follow instructions? The third one. I don't know where my other ones went. So I created, this is what we created using the Creativity Now stamp set. Using that translucent florals. But keep in mind that there is some gorgeous paper that was released today that coordinates with it, that makes it so much easier to use. It's lovely little sentiments. Okay. All right. Next one. I don't have a lot to say about this. All I will say is that it coordinates with the Child Punch pack, which is in the annual catalogue. These are quick makes. Either you like them or you don't. That's all I'm going to say about that. You can take from that whatever you like. All right. So, thank you, Carol. Now we're into Happy New Year cards. You may or may not send Happy New Year cards. What I would say about this is cover up, and you know I do this a lot. Cover up that Happy New Year, all right? Just cover that, all right? Every one of you will have in your stash a sentiment like happy birthday, right? So, if you like fireworks, this is a great set. You don't have to use it for New Year, right? So, and if you remember we talked about that, I'll just go back a few pages. We talked about that Biggest Wish set. So see here, all these cutouts, right? Those cutouts there, they're made using these dies. Okay, so it's a nice bundle. If you just want to get the dies because you like fireworks and you want to put something behind it, why not? Okay. All right. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm hoping so. Right. So, take that piece off. You all know that I love colouring. So this is another one of those really nice to colour people stamp set. I think I have had the whole collection of these. What I wanted to point out on this page is there's some blending brush storage available. So I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like, right? So I don't even have any blending brushes up here. So you stick your blending brush in there and it just sits on your desk. So I use this particularly if I'm doing blending brushes for a particular, like I've got a few colours that I need to use, all right? So it's a really handy little tool. You might have another option, but just letting you know that it's there. What they have done with this here, they've got the small blending brushes and they've got the big blending brushes. What they've also done is they've used some embossing paste and then they've let it dry, where either they've heated it or they've let it air dry. Then they use a blending brush and go over the top of the embossing paste. So what that does is it colours your embossing, that white embossing paste, okay? So just keep in mind that that's one thing that you can do with your embossing paste, and you'll find that in your annual catalogue. So trying to link things together for you to make it easier for you. I really do like this stamp set. I think it's nice and diverse, and I think if you're into colouring and you like to just look at this one with the mother and the little girl. I've actually got a photo of myself and my daughter when she was about 4, and you can't see our faces, all you can see, and she had long hair and I had hair that I could sit on, and actually it was probably a bit shorter than that at that time, and I have a photo just like that, and she is holding a present. So I think that for me that brings back so many beautiful memories, and I think that it's such a perfect photo. I'll have to find it and share it with you because it is a lovely photo, and she's got a little no sleeve shirt on, no sleeve dress on, a little Mary Jane shoes on, and so anyway, I just fell in love with that image. Yes, Carol, embossing paste does go off, so you will have to use it. But you can use it with busts, you can use it with all sorts of things. So we might, I think I've got some videos on our YouTube channel. I'll share those with you, Carol. All right. Next up, I don't know how this fits in with the catalogue because it's a sort of an occasions catalogue, but it's some whales. They're nice whales too, if you like killer whales, yeah. So, but there is some really great embossing folders. So these are skinny embossing folders, and so that's something you might miss, is these really great embossing folders. I've also used those deckled rectangles and the deckled circles. So if you watched our video last night and you saw me make that card, where did I put it? Oh, here we go. And you saw me make this card here, right? And I'm told it's called a circle pop-up book. If you saw me make this card last night on our Facebook Live, you would have seen me use these deckled circles, okay? So they are a hidden gem in the catalogue, all right? Right, what they have also done is in the annual catalogue, there is this fabulous, fabulous gold paper. So they've used those deckled circles, wrapped it around their napkin and their cutlery to make a really beautiful table decoration. So don't think that your dies are just for, and your stamps are just for cards and scrapbooks. You can make table decorations, ornaments, all sorts of things. All right. All right. Well, this is a fun stamp set. Probably not one that will be in my collection, but if you like it and you like those little, what are they called? Party poppers? But they're not party poppers. They're those blowy things. I don't know what they're called. I have to Google what they're called now. There's some name. What I want to point out, what they did to this one, and this is a really, really clever technique. So they've done what they call a collar blocking technique. So they've got 1, 2, 3. They've got different strips of cardstock, attach them together, and then stamped and heat embossed them. All right, so it makes a really effective background. They've used these little things to decorate the envelopes. They've even used the parts of the blower things to create a background. So it's much more versatile than what you actually think. Oh, and then there's, so these little bits here, there's actually, they're little gift cards and envelopes. So you might have missed that too. Okay, let's talk about the cheers to the season. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. You either, yeah. It's got a nice quick make version of it. And again, those deckled rectangles, they've just, so the only difference between these is that's a plain piece of cardstock. They've stepped it up with a circle and added some foliage and coloured and added some pattern paper. This one they've fussy cut, they've added some more foliage, pattern paper and embossed the background. So same concept of card, 3 different ways. So if you want to step your card up, you want to do the basic, or you want to step it up, depending on how much time. And I think maybe this one, if you're quick at cutting, it won't take you terribly long to do. Okay. Yes, Glenda, they are annoying kids' whistles. Oh. But, you know, the biggest kids who use them are the men in my family. They love them. They annoy the hell out of me. Heck out of me. Hell, heck, whatever. They just annoy, they love annoying me with them. All right, next page. Now, again, we've got another all year round set. What I like about this one is this, it's bundled with this punch. So a few weeks ago, you might have seen me make a slider card with the truck. And so cutting out that channel that the truck slid back and forth on was a bit of an issue. You can do it really easily with this punch, and you can make it curvy. So you don't have to buy the punch with the rest of the bundle, but keep in mind that punch has lots more uses than just cutting out a curved sentiment. All right. All right. I didn't know there was a need for a flask bundle, but here we go. We've got some flasks. Again, they've used those decorative masks for the backgrounds. So, and they've also, on this one here, they've used this punch to just make a background. All right? So, so they've sort of used them like faux ribbon. Well, I think they have anyway. I'm making that up. All right. So we've done all the catalogue now. As I said before, you've got this last section of the catalogue from page 65 until page 73 is all the bundles that you can buy, and they are in alphabetical order, so that appeals to me, my little OCD thing. Then you've got all of the stamp sets, all of the embossing folders. So did you know how many embossing folders there were? There's 1, 2, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 embossing folders. There's that tiny Christmas trees. I think that you need to have that in your collection. That's just saying. Then it comes to my favourite pages, which are the paper and the brush cards and envelopes. So you can see I've ticked off what I've bought. I've highlighted what I'm going to buy next. And then you've got all your embellishments and your ribbons. Now remember what I said about these ribbons. These 2 white ones, colour them. You can colour this black and very vanilla one as well. All right, so they are fabulous ribbons. Right, then we're just going to flip over the next page because this is something that lots of people miss. Now, when you place an order, that Night of Navy ribbon is beautiful, Carol. That is hands down my favourite. All right, so let's talk about this stamp set here. Now this is called the Framing Foliage stamp set. So when you place an order over $250, you get stamping rewards, right? So if you place an order for $250, your stamping rewards will be 10% of that. If your order is $500, your stamping rewards will be 12% of that 500. If you place a $750 order, they'll be 14, and then $1,000 or more, it'll be 16% of what your order value is. And if your order is over $750, you also get to get a 50% off item, right? I'll just move that down a bit, sorry. Now, why am I telling you this? So I'm telling you this because sometimes, quite often, I'll get an online order come through and people will have spent $245, right? So they miss out on their stamping rewards. They also miss out on exclusive stamp sets, like you can only get this Framing Foliage stamp set as a stamping reward. And it's significantly discounted. So if this was offered in the catalogue, you find it'd probably be around $35 to $42. Like that's about the price that you'd be expecting to pay for that. Well, with the stamping rewards, you could get that for $27. But you can get products of your choice. So if you've put in a $250 order, and so this is before shipping and postage, you can get a 10% in free product. So it's a great way to stock up on cardstock. It's a fantastic way to get your like that little bit of bling that you think, oh, well, I don't quite have enough money. I'll buy that next time, but I really want that for a project. Or adhesive. We always need adhesive. So I always say, every order you put in, make sure that you put in, add some adhesive and some cardstock, whether that be vanilla, whether it be white, whether it be, or add envelopes. So always think about, well, what do you need in your order that will get me most bang for my buck. Now, they talk stamping rewards, they have it here as party sales. You don't have to have a party, right? But one of my friends, she, for many, many years until COVID, had a party every year. And she would regularly, like she would have about 7 friends, and she would regularly get $1,000 in party sales. So her friends would save up, and they weren't, none of her friends were rich. They were all retired and pensioners, and so they would all get together and they would put in an order a party order between them. And so she would regularly get a 16% of her $1,000 in stamping rewards. So just think about that. Like if you have a couple of friends who you create with all the time, like I know a few of my coffee cake and cards ladies, they all get together and create together regularly. Talk to them about, well, let's put in an order together, all right? Or let's have Chrissy come over and let's do a party. And I'm not pushy at a party, and I won't, but what I want for you is to get the most bang for your buck. So if I can help save you some money on shipping or on making sure you get the rewards that you're entitled to, I will. All right, that's my philosophy. I want you to love these products and to get the most bang for your buck. All right, so don't skip over that page 79. Keep that, put a little post-it note in it and just keep it. And when you're doing your wish list, say, okay, what have I got on my wish list? If I wait another couple of weeks, can I spend $250 and get my rewards? All right? Just think about that. All right. Then the next bit is about becoming a demonstrator. I love having people in my team, and I know it's not for everyone, but if that's something you're interested in, you can just talk to me about that. And I also say, if you're going to spend $235 or $169, there are some really good things that you can get. So for $235, you don't get the business kit, you just get $235 worth of products, and you get that for $169, okay? So if your order value is creeping up to that $235, consider joining. You don't have to stay forever. Join, get your starter kit, get your discount, get your free shipping, and go from there. I want you to be happy with what you do. So, all right. So that is our mini catalogue overview. All right. There was a lot to get through, and we've been going for an hour and a half, and I'm sorry it's taken so long. If there are any questions about what we've covered and what I've shown you in the mini catalogue, I have got a big pile of samples that I'm in the process of making and photographing. So they'll be happening in the next 2 weeks. If there's anything in the annual catalogue that you want to see. Now, just a reminder, those new papers were released today on the online store, so go and check those out. If you don't have a hard copy mini catalogue, I will place in the link or in the comments a link to the PDF version. If you don't have a demonstrator and you live in Australia and you want a copy of the mini catalogue or even the annual catalogue, drop me a line and I will send one to you for free. I don't charge for my catalogue. Some demonstrators do, but I do not. So the mini catalogue is great. I just love it. I always love the mini catalogue too, Glenda. I just think it's such fun, and I've had so much time to have a look at it. And so I took it with me when I went to Las Vegas, and partly because I although I was away, I still was working. So I had a coaching call while I was in Sedona, and it was really lovely to talk to my coach Meg on the same time zone, because normally I'm getting up at 5 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. for a 5 a.m. call, and in summer it's earlier. Thank you, Carol. I don't know that I am generous, but I'll take that. Thank you for saying that. I just think that it's not like people, David Jones doesn't charge you to send you out a catalogue, so why should I charge you to send you a catalogue, okay? That's the way I look at it. And if you can be inspired, and if it helps you make a decision, or you can see something a little bit better, because sometimes it's hard to see things online. That's why I always love the paper, and I love the smell of it. So when you open your new catalogue and you smell that fresh printed paper and the ink, oh, that's my happy place. So anyway, so if you are on my Facebook group, the Chrissy's Creative Eclectic, you might have seen a poll that we're doing. The poll is around what I'm going to be offering over the next 6 months for classes. And I want to see when, I want to accommodate people and see when they're available. I've got some goals that I'm working towards. I'm not quite prepared to share them just yet, because I need to finish some planning and look at their viability. But I've got some goals that I want to achieve, and so having some more classes and sharing what I love is a big part of that. So anyway, I've rambled on for an hour and 40 minutes. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. I'm really excited to for the rest of the week to be I'll be out of the office on Friday. Yes, I agree, Glenda. Online is not always that clear. And definitely seeing the papers in person, oh my goodness. Sometimes you see a paper and you go, oh, that's ugly. And then when you see it in person and you go, oh, wow, why did I think that was ugly? Yeah. Jody, you got a big brown box today. Oh, that is so cool. I want you to take a photo and post it in the comments so we can see what you got. We need to live vicariously. I haven't had a big brown box for 2 days. Well, actually, no, I got it yesterday. So, well, today's day 3. So I love seeing what people order and what they're going to use it for. And yeah, so yes, Jody, take a photo, put it in the comments after the video is finished, all right? I want to see what you got. Okay, everyone, have a great week. I'm out of the office Friday and for the weekend because I'm spending the weekend with my father-in-law, Bill. And the other great news is that my parents are coming home, and they have been away in Burham Heads for 3 months. No, longer than that. Nearly 4 months. So they've been, since the beginning of June, they've been away. And so I am so excited because they're coming back home on Friday. And then my father-in-law will be here, and our Steve's New Zealand and my New Zealand besties are here. Well, and so we'll get to see them. So it's going to be a big, really big 3 days from Friday to Monday or no, Sunday. So I'm not going to be working. I promised Steve that. And like, even though when we were in the US, we were traveling, there was a lot of work happening. So, yeah, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed this catalogue walkthrough. And I haven't done an annual catalogue walkthrough because that catalogue is so big. But if that's something that people want, even though the catalogue is 6 months old, I'm happy to do it. Just write it in the comments. And if you're watching a replay, oh, we're going to do a lucky draw. And let me tell you, so the people who watched today, watched it live, even if you didn't get to stay for the whole thing, we are going to give away, let me see. So let me see who we have had on here. We've had Joda, Brenda, Shirley, Carol, Jodie, Glenda, Carol, Belinda. Is that all we've got? Yes, yes. So we've had Phil and Deb. I don't know if you watched the whole thing. So if you did, Phil and Deb, write in the comments now. So you will get a choice of, now, if you're a winner, I'm going to write people's names down. Let's do this right this very second. Now, if you're watching this on replay, you're going to get an opportunity to get a lucky draw as well. So we have Jodie. Why does pens never work when you want them to? Jodie. Let's see. Have we got a pen that works? Jodie. Yes, we got Jodie. We've got Carol L. We have Belinda. We have Glenda L. I don't know. I'm going to say that Deb and Phil were here. Okay. But if Deb and Phil win this lucky draw, they're going to get something different. Because they aren't crafters. But they're supporting me. So there's people supporting you is so lovely, and you don't have to buy anything to be supportive. You just have to watch and show up. All right, so we've got our little everyone's names, and so I'm thinking that whoever wins the lucky draw will win either the adhesive back discs, which are on page 9, so they are these things here, or a pack of handmade cards from me. All right, we need a container. Oh, let's use a teapot. Now, you might wonder why I have a teapot, a very, very pretty teapot, mind you, in my craft room. And you know what? I have no idea. All right, so let's, I also, this is just random, have a very pretty milk jug that goes with it. So let's just shake up my very random teapot. And let's make it, we might even do 2 drawers. Let me just think. All right, I can't see, you can see better than me. So the winner is Glenda L. So Glenda, congratulations, you're going to get a pack of adhesive back discs. So I know I do have your address, but could you just private message that to me, and I will pop them in the mail to you. Okay, congratulations. And actually, the other people who were watching today, if you send me your postal address, I might just send you a card. How's that? I'd like to send you a thank you card to say thank you for watching. All right, so private message me your address and let me send you a thank you card. All right. If you watch this on replay, I will do another lucky draw on Sunday for those who caught up on replay. So actually, I'm going to do it Monday. So if you catch up by Sunday, and write in the comments what your favourite thing is in this catalogue that I showed you. I do have yours, Jodie, but can you send it again? Sorry. I am I've got to find it, and I want to do this as quickly as I can, and if I have to go and find something, I might not find it. And Carol and Brenda, I might give you yours in person if you prefer. All right, have a fantastic week. Catch you later, and have a great night. Bye for now.